want to give you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good morning. And we are joined today with Mayor Sadiq Khan. If you haven't realized it, he is from London. He's here to do a tour and visit New York tourism. We just were talking about it. Going over to going out to San Francisco to look at technology, going to look at other areas of the city and country to attract New Yorkers to come visit London, and also to look at some of our businesses that we have here. So he and I are going to be in a friendly competition. And you know, here in New York, when I leave the city, they criticize me. Probably in London, they encourage you to explore. If you are a mayor that only stands on your block, you're not going to solve the problems of the globe. And I'm not going to do that to New York. And those who don't understand that the way goes, a city goes the entire globe. And we better start thinking globally if we want to solve global problems. And the mere fact that we have this amazing mayor from London that gets it, that's why he's in America. What he learns here, he's going to take back to his city and use it to lift up his city. So when I'm in Los Angeles, I'm there to learn. When I go to London, I'm going to learn. When I go to other parts of the globe, I'm going to learn. This is an international city, like London is an international city. And you don't need a domestic thinking mayor to run an international city. You need an international thinking mayor to run an international city. And I'm really happy to be here with an international thinking mayor, Mayor Khan. And because of that, we are moving in a uniform direction. We have a lot of work to do going forward to get our cities back on track. 2 years of COVID, over 2 years of COVID, both our cities have gone through traumatic experiences, from the economic recovery to climate change and public health. New York and London are working to move our cities forward. And we're proud to be part of the C40 cities group chaired by Mayor Khan. I was just, we get many mayors in this city. Every week there's a new mayor here. But there was a bit of energy with you coming in here. As, among the mayors, you like the rock star of mayors, people were excited. My team was excited to see you, and we see what you're doing. C40 is doing a phenomenal job on moving the world's largest population centers in the right direction. The future is based on cities, not national governments. What we do here, we're the closest to the problems. And what happens in our countries will be based on what happens in our cities. And today we're taking a big step forward. And we are announcing today that New York City will be signing on to C40's Good Food Cities Declaration. Now, it's going to take a moment before people really understand the significance of what we are doing, but this is a crucial step in the direction of improving our environment and improving our health. When I advocated for this when I was Brooklyn Borough President, I talked about it. People thought it was impossible. Whenever we talk about our environment, we only talk about carbon emissions from vehicles and carbon emission from buildings. But we need to go further if we are serious about our environment. This is about promises made and promises kept. We're committing to a future where city dwellers have access to sustainable, nutritious, and delicious food, and that as little as possible go to waste. Little as possible will go to waste. That's crucial for our environment. We're continuing to look at how do we get this accomplished in a real way by committing to a future of real possibilities around healthy food and healthy planet. We must work towards a food system that is a good food system for people and the planet. We have not done that in the past. Our cities, with their density and mass transit opportunities and options, already allow people to live a more sustainable way and a more sustainable life. But we can do more. And finding ways to measure our impact will help us get there in a real way. That is why we are also announcing a new project being underwritten by American Express, Good Corporate Community Partnership. Together, we will be developing innovative new emission inventories for London and New York City. This initiative will pioneer new ways for our cities to calculate and reduce emission from urban consumptions, including the food we eat, often left out of the conversation. How we deliver our food, the food we eat, how we raise our food is contributing to our environmental crisis. This is the first step towards bringing food, construction materials, and consumer goods into our decarbonization strategies. Never been done before. We are doing it for the first time, London and New York City. This has never been done before, as I stated, and will give us a valuable tool to make better plans and find bigger solutions. By building data inventories in partnership with businesses like supermarket chains and retailers, we can better focus our efforts to create a more sustainable way of life and develop additional tools in our fight against climate change. A real partnership. Addressing the impact of food consumption is a personal passion for me. I have talked about this for years. It's in our food. Not only is our food harming our mothers and fathers, but it's harming Mother Nature. And it's time for us to be honest about this conversation and unafraid of where the facts take us. I want to thank the C40 Cities Group, Mayor Khan and mayors around the globe for helping advance this critical issue. Our rural cities are our rural futures. If we don't get it right in our cities, we're not going to get it right in our countries. And leaders of all cities all over the globe are committed to working together to build a better, healthier, and more sustainable future. And so I am really pleased to have an amazing mayor in the city of London, a person that many of us look up to. He's a visionary. He sees the possibility of the future, and I cannot wait as he has come to show the attractiveness of London. We're going to have a nice, friendly competition. I'm going to get more Londoners to New York than you would get New Yorkers to London, you know? But we really thank you. You are well known here in this city, and it gives us a great honor to have you here in New York, and I hope you had an enjoyable stay, and we welcome you back as often as possible. We just have one request: spend money, spend money. Mayor Khan.
But can I just say thank you very much to Eric, the Mayor of New York. Can I begin by congratulating you, Eric, on your fantastic election campaign last year. We watched with excitement the energy you brought to the campaign and your fantastic victory as well in November. We were just speaking before we came in, and Eric and I were comparing notes. We both said how proud we were to represent these two great cities. And I've got to say, though, Eric, I think you've got the second best job in politics, being the mayor of New York. I, of course, have the best job in politics, being the mayor of London. But listen, our two cities are kindred souls and kindred spirits, so we share so much. We are arguably the only two truly global cities. We have in common our energy, our innovation, our creativity, how we're constantly evolving, but also are turning challenges into opportunities. And I saw during your campaign you talking passionately about the power of food, good food, to help individuals. But by you signing the declaration today, you're trying to explain to New Yorkers, as we've tried to do in London, the connection between what we eat in relation to our personal well-being and the planet. And I want to thank you as chair of C40. For those that don't know, C40 is the network of 97 megacities across the globe, from New York to London, from Madrid to Buenos Aires, from Dhaka to Freetown. And we're working together to tackle climate change. And Eric's right, though, to remind me and to remind you all, we've got a big job ahead of us after the last 2 years. We've lost lives, we've lost livelihoods. And I'm here in New York unashamedly banging the drum for London, banging the drum for Americans to come to our great city as tourists, as students, to invest, to do business. And vice versa, Eric, we'll be making sure that Londoners know it's time for New York City. This year, we are celebrating Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II's 70th year on the throne. We're having Platinum Jubilee celebrations. I've managed to persuade Her Royal Highness, Her Majesty, to lend me some of her Coldstream Guards, the oldest infantry in the British Army. Their job is to protect the Queen. They'll be with me shortly in Times Square to give you a flavour of some of the things you can enjoy in London this year. We've also got great actors and singers from the musical Six, who'll be in Times Square this morning, in one of the greatest squares in the world, encouraging Americans to come to London. Let me just end by saying this to the media watching this. I would say, genuinely, you know, being the mayor of a global city after our pandemic is an incredibly tough job. If you are mayor of a global city like New York or London, you've got to build friendships and build partnerships and build connections. And I'll make sure, Eric, I take back with me to London your very kind invitation for Londoners to come to New York to enjoy your fantastic city. I was out last night spending money in your shops. It's good to see the hustle and the bustle as well. And I'm really grateful, Eric, for the beginning of a friendship between you and I. And we will carry on this special relationship that the two greatest cities in the world, New York and London, have. Eric, thanks for having me. And I wish you all the best over the next few years.
Thank you.
Cheers, brother.
We appreciate it.
Thanks so much.